Good afternoon or good day, teacher and classmate. Today I'm going to talk about my life planning and my career. First of all, I'm going to talk about my life, family, and values. I live with my mom, my dad, and my younger brother. Some of the activities we enjoy to do are visit the rest of the family, my grandparents, my uncles, my aunt, and we like to cook roast beef and ribs on the grill. We like to watch movies all day, eating snacks or playing table games. And sometimes on holidays or on Sundays, we like to go for trip and visit mainly they name it Pueblos Mágicos here in Mexico. Going to the beach or camping or something like that, we don't like. We prefer to pueblear. And some of my values, I consider that I'm a person with kindness, respect, empathy, honest, equally, solidarity, mainly of them. And I keep it in my relations in and out of the school and my job because I think that your values that you learn or they show you at home, you have to reflect it outside. In this second part, I'm gonna talk about some of my personal skills. I have acquired some of them, and most of them are helpful for my education. There are handcrafts, designing, information retention, teamwork develop, concept maps, as well as schemes and diagrams, composition in space and sports. I learned that in school, but other skills that I have acquired, but now at home from my parents are fixing clothes, and listening when someone has a problem or must have to put attention, and beginnings in drawing because I like to draw, and that's one of the reasons that I choose my career of digital art. Well, now my first job. When I was around 12 years, I decided to sell my toys and clothes that I don't use anymore. And from that moment, I like to earn my own money. So when I have 15, and I start on high school vacations to find a job. And I found one Tocumbo. It's an ice cream shop here in Salamanca, the most popular ice cream shop, but I lasted for only 1 month, and then I gave up. The reason was because the regard to the employees were horrible, and the company only looks for cheap labor, so the pay was less compared with the working hours and the treat from the boss. But there, in that time, I learned how to treat with customers of all kinds, the kindest, the grumpy, all of kind of customers, and to have a lot of patience. So I really liked to make the work because making ice creams, well, no making, putting cones, the ice cream, snacks like nachos, banana splits, frappes. I enjoy it. I really enjoy it, and was interesting to learn. And was interesting because in you learn how to make that things that outside of the place you only order and get it. So that was a curious experiences. But I not just have that job experience. Mm, then after that worked in Tocumbo, I help to my uncle in his tailor shop, and I worked there for 3 weeks. Then I look for another job and I get in an optician. and I lasted for 1 year, but I only was an assistant, and I don't really like it. So I decided for looking another job, and I have worked in a gift shop for 3 years. Actually, I work there when the pandemic starts. The gift shop had to close, and during the quarantine, I don't get job. But with my best friend, we decided to start a food business. So recently, we have a stand food in her garage, in her house, and we called, because it's of both of us, Gusguerias Bondojito. And it's a stand food that you can find snacks, and here in Mexico call it botanas, like esquites, dorilocos, chocofresas, chocoplátanos, and other kind of that things. We really enjoy to work there because we learn about how to administrate your time and the money. We are very excited with this personal project because we started in a difficult moment, but we can we can see that these little business are growing, and we learn a lot of have a personal business. And then I'm going to talk about my alternatives of jobs. In first place, we have T Systems Iberia, and the interest that I have in this is to an UX and UI develop and design. And in other hand, we have Artman, and with um, digital producer, animation 3D and 2D. In first place, we have T Systems Iberia. It's a company of information technology and service located in Madrid, Spain. Um, they have branches in a lot of countries, and they are dedicated in telecommunication networks and innovation of projects. But now they are looking for to people for digital innovation. In that case, I'm interested in web design, specifically UX or UI develop and design, as I mentioned first. But one of the advantages I investigate a little are that what they one of the mm, specifications for the employees are the teamwork. They look at new tendencies, and one of the requirements are to finish the higher school of design or the college in this case, and an Adobe tool mastery that are softwares about edition and HTML. So here in LinkedIn, I found the information and a vacancy. So I think LinkedIn is a great option if we want to found some job or share our CV. And one of the disadvantage are we have to demonstrable experience of at least 5 years and a probable move because they are outside of Mexico. I think this is not a baddest thing because if we want a highest or an important job in some company, I think we have experience. But I'm thinking this option for immediately finishing the career, but it's a great option. The second wa- are is the second is Artman. Is an award-winning animation studio with over 40 years heritage of making animated entertainment of audiences around the world. They make films, TV series, commercials, more recently games and apps. This animation this animation studio are recognized because they create the movies of Chicken Run in and Flushed Away. Here in Mexico, we know these movies with the name of Pollitos en Fuga y Lo que el agua se llevó. With these two films, uh, they were so popular in the area of animation, specifically of the stop motion. Some of the advantages I can found of working in the studio animation was the diversity of work areas because they don't focus in only one because you can be an assistant of digital producer or with the lights of the final post-production or the rendering or maybe making the script, the sketchbook, the sketch. So there is a very great advantage. Other are other is the international recognition because with one of the movies they win an award and the technical understanding of 3D and 2D productions the digital art career bring me. But some of the disadvantage I could find is they require 6 years of commercial experience and probable move and a high production quality. And finally, pre-visualizing my future. With this little analysis about possible future in jobs, I'm not 100% sure of what I'm going to do when I finish my career, but I really want to have a job that I like and maybe not start as good as I want or in an important job, but um, I think that in whichever opportunity that we can catch, it's a very good opportunity because experience is very important. I I realize it here, and I would like to live in another city, and if it's possible, in another country. So maybe, so also I think my career this is a very great possibility because the areas in which can move on are are a lot. I have to look what is the best option for me and what I'm going really want to do, and I have to look the best option for me, for my skills and my possibilities. And that's all for this presentation. Thank you to be here.